ప్రణామం 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 ప్రభాత సూర్యుడికి ప్రణామం.
So this is the iCoffee day. Well, you all know that iCoffee is a product which comes in two variants. So one is the iCoffee creamer and the second is the iCoffee black. Well, as a general rule, I would like to repeat the point that please do shoot me your questions right now. So once your questions are collected, so I will be able to answer your questions. So I'll also be able to answer the questions which were left unanswered last week, followed by the current week's questions as well, my dear friends. I hope the points are clear. Well, the first and the foremost thing, as you all know that iCoffee is a product which is in two important variants, iCoffee creamer and iCoffee black. The difference between these two, as most of you might be knowing, is the presence of salsitol. The quantity of salsitol varies from creamer as well as black. And creamer is a product which contains the milk creamer, which is otherwise called as a non-dairy creamer, or we call it as NDC, whereas the black does not contain any kind of creamer. I hope the point is clear to everybody. Well, my dear friends, one important, the promotional aspect that everyone needs to know right now is the relevance of the disease diabetes with the COVID-19 situation. See, as you all know that I'll be telling about one or two important updates which are happening across the world and pan-India so far as the disease is concerned as well as our product is concerned. So, on July the 13th, 2020, one of the articles appeared in one of the medical magazines. They are now of the opinion that only diabetes is not only, the people with diabetes are not only succumbing to the disease, but people with increased sugar levels without the presence of diabetes. Which means that suppose if you are a normal individual but your sugar level increases because of some reasons, it might be a condition of pre-diabetes also. Even in such conditions, one may be affected with the secondary complications of COVID-19 disease. This is what the new research is actually telling. You might not be affected with type 1 or type 2 as such, but only increase in the levels of sugar levels, mainly the pre-diabetic conditions also may be one of the major factors for this COVID-19 infection as well. See, this is how the scientists on a daily basis are extracting some of the secondary conditions which are happening because of this dreadful disease, my dear friends. See, the disease might be 1 or 2 days, it can be positive for 10 days in a human being, but the long-term effects of the disease is too high. In fact, it can go up to 1 year, it can go up to 2 years, we don't know what is exactly happening in the future. So this is how the long-term effects of a viral infection can have dreadful effects on the human body. Well, not only this, there is something called as diabetic enteropathy. See, I'll always be talking about some of the pathies of diabetes normally. They are called as the retinopathy, the neuropathy and the nephropathy. These are all the complications of diabetes. There is one more complication called as enteropathy. See, enteropathy is nothing but the diarrhea or the loose motions which happen due to diabetes. See, some people, who are consuming iCoffee these days or even before, they would complain that, sir, after drinking iCoffee, I'm having a bit of loose motions. The loose motion problems are prevailing on a day-to-day basis. This is one thing that people normally ask us. Well, there is a condition called as diabetic enteropathy, which is there along with diabetes itself. Suppose if you are affected with diabetes, there is enteropathy, which means that there is a feeling of fullness after you eat. There is severe vomiting kind of a sensation. There is bloating of the abdomen. There is abdominal pain as well. There is diarrhea or sometimes constipation also. See, this is not caused because of the intake of the product. Because of the disease itself, these problems are actually caused. I hope the point is clear to you. See, one of the major problems of diabetes or the complications of diabetes mainly includes the enteropathic changes as well, which exactly means that you can have abdominal disturbances whenever you have this disease called as diabetes. I hope the point is clear to everyone. So not only this, these days glucose levels increase in the glucose levels in women, especially pregnant women. That is actually leading to maternal mortality. This is one important article which has appeared in Medical Express on July the 13th, 2020. Why I am telling you this article is, see, we are also positioning this wonderful product in pregnant women up to 6 months of pregnancy. See, now people are actually, the doctors as well as the scientists across the world are researching this concept of the increased glucose levels causing maternal mortality, which means that women who are pregnant and their elevated HbA1c levels, they are at a higher risk of severe maternal mortality, which is nothing but death during pregnancy. This is a very, very dangerous thing actually. So there is severe complications of pregnancy which is happening, and even deaths are occurring due to pregnancy because of this high HbA1c levels or increase in the glucose levels, especially in pregnant women. I hope the point is clear to all. So which exactly means that, see, whenever a pregnant woman develops a lot of glucose, increase in the glucose levels, they are at a higher risk of maternal mortality, which means death during pregnancy. See, that is the reason why you always have to take wellness products as preventive products. That is the reason why I am always stressing on the 4 important definitions of all our products always. The first is they are always, they are holistic in nature, they are alternative in nature, they are complementary in nature, and this is how the definitions of the product go always. See, that is the reason why alternative. See, these are alternative, these are preventive in nature. See, all these things put together, the definitions of wellness products are usually spoken about. I hope you got the relevance of the point that I'm talking about right now. So not only this, the link between diabetes and diarrhea, as I told you, enteropathy is one of the major points that people have to note. If someone is actually suffering from severe loose motions or stomach pain or gastric problems after the intake of I-coffee, your sugar levels or glucose levels which are increased inside your body is actually the major reason. It is because of that this particular complication can occur. See, these are now proven actually in various the medical journals as well as scientific publications which are happening across the globe, my dear friends. So, as you all know that our product is a wonderful product for holistic management of sugar levels. This is a very important thing, holistic management of sugar levels. See, that's what the most important point of wellness products is all about. Our products do not target a particular organ or a cell or a particular system in the body. Our product targets the whole body from the head till the toe. This is what is exactly called as holistic wellness. I hope the point is clear to you all. So, as you all know that diabetes is a disorder. It is not a disease. Diabetes is a disorder and not a disease. So, it is actually a combination of various diseases. That is what is exactly called as diabetes. So, diabetes normally happens because of high levels of blood glucose resulting from defects in insulin production, insulin action, or sometimes both. This is what exactly is called as diabetes. Based on this, we normally categorize the diabetes disorder into type 1, type 2, and so on and so forth. So, normally whenever there is disturbances in carbohydrate, fat, and protein metabolism, we normally diagnose the condition as diabetes. Not only this, diabetes is actually a disorder which can have long-term damage on the human body as well as dysfunction of various organs. I hope the point is clear. The two major complications you see here, one is the long-term damage to the human body, and the second thing is the dysfunction. I hope the point is clear to all. So, there are a lot of reasons for diabetes to happen. Some of the reasons mainly include the insulin resistance, abnormal glucose production by the liver. This is what the example of sugar factory I normally give. Your liver is a sugar factory. Whenever you have excess production of sugar in the liver, normally the blood sugar increases. That is the reason why we call it as blood glucose levels. That is the reason why even our tagline, when you see, it is always important that the product is controlling your blood sugar levels. The product is controlling or managing the blood sugar levels. I hope the point is clear to everybody. Not only this, the genetic susceptibility also plays a very important role. Apart from that, obesity and physical inactivity in a person can also play a very important role. Your increasing age is a factor. Bad diet is also one of the major things that can cause problems in case of diabetes. So, as you all know that India is the diabetic capital of the world. Well, as I've been telling most of the times, I would like to repeat that point because people have to be aware. This awareness is a very important thing here. So now the pandemic is there. The pandemic can vanish off in some time from now after the advent of vaccines and so on. But diabetes is a disorder which can prevail with us for a longer duration of time. So whenever, diabetes probably might be the next generation pandemic actually. This is what exactly is called as, a diabetes pandemic. Why I call this as a pandemic? Because this is not a single condition. It starts with a simple tiredness. It can have frequent urination, which is called as polyuria. It can have sudden weight loss. Weight gain can also happen. These are the two things that people have to know. Wounds will not heal properly. Always the hungry, the feeling of appetite will always be more. People will be more hungry actually eating a lot of food. We call it as polydipsia. Similarly, people will have a lot of sexual problems, vision problems, especially we call it as diabetic retinopathy. Vaginal infections are seen in case of females or the women. Numbness and tingling in the legs or the feet. So we call this as diabetic neuropathy. And finally, always thirsty. It is, polydipsia. So polyphagia is always hungry and polydipsia is always thirsty. This is how exactly the symptoms of diabetes are identified. See, now you got to know the relevance of our product. See, the symptoms that I described to you, from tiredness or feeling of thirst, it is not associated with one organ or one system or one cell, my dear friends. This is associated with your whole body from head till the toe. That is the reason why even our products are designed like that. These are the products which can function from head till the toe. That is the reason why our products are called as holistic products. I hope the point is clear to everybody. So whenever you are prospecting or promoting the product to someone, you need to speak in this way. Your disease is holistic in nature. Your disease is actually appearing from head till the toe. So the product should also act from head till the toe. This is what the relevance of our products is. Whereas in case of synthetic or chemical medicines, they are organ oriented or tissue oriented. They just act on the particular organ or the system by which the problem will be reduced. But at the same point of time, the side effects which are produced out of this is also more. These are the two important, the differences that you can quote whenever you are trying to promote this product in a scientifically validated and a logical way, my dear friends. I hope the points are clear to you. So, as you all know that I-Coffee or I-Coffee creamer or black contains a wonderful ingredient called as Salacia reticulata. We call this as Ekanayakam or Saptaranga. In fact, Salacia reticulata has been identified in the textbooks of Ayurveda for dating back to 900 to 700 BC in the textbooks of Charaka Samhita. So where it was actually used for the management of diabetic disorders. I hope the point is clear. So what exactly makes salcital a very important work is a very important thing. So mangiferin, cotaconolol and salacinol. So these words might be complex, but there are three important elements, natural elements which are present in salcital, which is responsible for controlling your blood sugar levels. They have two important kinds of activities. One is working on the pancreas. The second is working on the intestines. They are called as alpha glucosidase inhibitors and pancreatic lipase inhibitors. That is the reason why salcital is a product which works on the pancreas as well as the intestine. See, other important point that you need to know here is I-Coffee also contains the other ingredients like the coffee itself as well as Mucuna pruriens. Both these ingredients in combination with salcital will work from head till the toe. That is the reason why it is called as holistic health support. I hope the point is clear to you. So, in fact, as I told you, coffee which is used in I-Coffee is the superior quality coffee beans which is sourced from the Coorg region of Karnataka. Superior quality coffee beans which are sourced from Coorg region of Karnataka, which is considered to be the most premium variety of coffee beans that we have. So along with that, we also use the Mucuna pruriens. In English, we call it as cow hage or velvet bean. See, what exactly, why exactly we are using Mucuna pruriens is, whenever a person is affected with diabetes disorder, normally the blood circulation is also hampered to the brain, as well as enough glucose is not received by the brain. Whenever your brain is having enough glucose content, your memory, your concentration, your anxiety and depression, everything will be intact. So there will be no increase in all these parameters. But whenever your brain does not receive enough glucose, Over a period of time, the person develops this amnesia, which is nothing but the loss of memory will happen over a period of time. So this is how exactly we have used this wonderful ingredient called as Mucuna pruriens or cow hedge, which is going to enhance the people's memory as well, along with controlling the sugar levels. I hope the point is clear to you. So one important thing I wanted to tell you here is our product iCoffee Creamer or iCoffee Black is devoid of caffeine. It is caffeine free. How does it become caffeine free is a question. So normally what we do is we take this coffee beans, we roast it at 40 degrees Celsius for a period of for a period of 7 to 8 hours. I hope the point is clear. We roast the coffee beans for a period of 7 to 8 hours at 40 degrees Celsius. When we do this process, what exactly happens is the caffeine in the product is totally cut down. It becomes very negligible. Well, when the caffeine is zero, what exactly comes out in iCoffee is another important question. The other important thing which comes out in coffee beans includes the polyphenols. We call it as polyphenols. Polyphenols are nothing but antioxidants. That is the reason why I am telling you, my dear friends, salsitol might act on intestines and pancreas, but the polyphenols as well as the mucuna extracts which are present in iCoffee Creamer will act from head till the toe. Overall, when you see, the product is considered to be a holistic healthcare, managing diabetic product. So this is what exactly our product means. I hope the point is clear to you all. So as you all know that in fact for type 1 diabetes it is always better to suggest iCoffee Black. In case of type 2 diabetes and other kinds of diabetes, it is always important that you suggest iCoffee Creamer. So iCoffee Creamer or iCoffee Black does not contain any sugar component in this. So you can take this at least for a minimum period of 3 months. So maximum it can be taken as long as desired. It can be taken along with other medications also. It can be taken along with the use of insulin also. Even a normal individual or a normal person, he or she can also use iCoffee Creamer at least at a dose of 1 sachet a day, just for a prevention purpose, so that he or she will not suffer from any kind of diabetic disorders in the future, my dear friends. See, as I previously told you again, the first and the foremost thing is a holistic health support. This is one thing that people have to know. Diabetes means it is not a single disease. It is not only cutting down your sugar levels. Diabetes, as I told you, has various symptoms. By the use of iCoffee, you are not only managing or controlling your sugar levels, but you are managing various kinds of symptoms of this particular diabetic disorder in your body. I hope the points are clear to you. That is why we call this product as a holistic healthcare support. I hope the point is clear. So as you all know that it is always important not to drink cold coffee out of iCoffee. Please don't do that. If someone is doing it, please don't do that in future. At least it should be warm or preferably hot water. This is very important. Please don't use it with a cold water. See, the other important thing, as you all know that 1 sachet has to be used twice daily. That is 1 in the morning and 1 in the night. Half an hour before your breakfast and half an hour before your dinner, with 80 to 100 ml of hot water. This is the best way to use the product. I hope the points are clear to you. So, dear friends, this is what exactly the holistic concept of iCoffee I had to present to you today. I hope people who are watching this, or if you are not able to watch this, I would again request you to host watch parties later on, or share this particular video on different platforms in the social media. So today I have spoken about the holistic importance of managing diabetes with the help of a wonderful holistic product called as iCoffee. I hope the points are clear to you. So thanks for your patient watching, my dear Vivites. Now this is a question answer time. So I would like to take the previous week's questions first, followed by the present week's questions. So today my colleague Ms. Asma has collected the questions for me, and again I would like to repeat one important point. So don't worry if your questions are left unanswered. We are actually making a system which is taking some delay because of this lockdown situations. In some time from now, we will be able to get the system out so that each and every of your query will be answered with precision. So don't have to worry about that. Until then, please coordinate and cooperate with us. So thank you very much for your cooperation, my dear friends. So the first question that I am seeing here is by Chingambom, Miss Chingambom. If I'm pronouncing your name properly, otherwise please do apologize for that. Is it okay to recommend black coffee 1 sachet twice daily for type 1 diabetes of 4 years, taking 6 units of insulin? Absolutely fine. You can recommend one in the morning and one in the night, I-Coffee Black. You can definitely do that. So if Miss Chingambam is watching this, so this is what your answer is. The next question is by Mr. Ramakrishna. So my uncle is taking insulin 20 units in the morning and 15 units in the night. Which I-Coffee is to be suggested? I would suggest you to take, Mr. Ramakrishna, if you are watching this, so please suggest I-Coffee Black. One in the morning and one in the night, half an hour before the breakfast and half an hour before the dinner is always useful. The next question that I am taking is from Mr. Rupesh Kumar. If you're watching this, can we suggest I-Pulse and I-Coffee to a patient who has undergone bariatric surgery? Absolutely yes. Even when the person is on insulin or he is on any kind of anti-diabetic medicines or any other kind of medications as well, might be in the terms of allopathy or Ayurveda or Siddha or whatever it is for that matter, you can give this product as a generalized health supplement to control and manage the sugar levels. I hope the point is clear. So the next question is from Mr. Siju. Difference between coffee creamer and coffee black. As I told you before, there is a bit of a difference that everyone has to know. In fact, I-Coffee Black contains the quantity of salcital, which is around 22%, and I-Coffee Creamer contains the quantity of salcital as 11%. I-Coffee Creamer contains the milk creamer, which is devoid of lactose. We call it as lactose-free creamer, or we also call it as non-dairy creamer, whereas I-Coffee Black does not contain that. As you all know that I-Coffee Creamer is 15 grams and I-Coffee Black is 10 grams. I hope the differences are clear to everybody. So the next question by Mr. Satish Nagalikar. If Mr. Satish Nagalikar is watching this, which product is better for hepatitis B and gallbladder stones? So I hope you can suggest a combination of I-Pulse as well as I-Coffee Creamer in this particular condition. I-Pulse would be around 30 ml twice daily, half an hour before your food, whereas I-Coffee would be half sachet 2 times in a day, half an hour before your food would be better. So the next question is by Mr. Sanjay. Mr. Sanjay is asking, can we recommend I-Coffee and I-Pulse to the patients who are on dialysis? Can this be useful? So Mr. Sanjay, if you are watching this, one important rule that... hello friends, I think there was some network connectivity issue in between. So I was trying to talk about the concept of dialysis here. So one thing is very important. On the day of dialysis, none of the products have to be used. But for example, if a person is on the process of dialysis for 2 days in a week, the remaining 4 days in a week, it is always important for you to continue these wonderful products. I hope the point is clear. On the day of dialysis, it has to be stopped. Remaining days, the other products can be used. Whatever the products of IndusViva are there can be used. And in your case, Mr. Sanjay, I-Coffee and I-Pulse can be used on the days apart from the dialysis days. I hope the point is clear to everybody. So the next important thing is okay, I'm not trying to see the name here, but for half sachet of I-Coffee, how much water is to be used? I hope the network connectivity has become okay right now. There was a bit of a technical network issue in between, so that the video was a bit stopped. So we apologize for that. So for half sachet of I-Coffee, it is always important to use about 40 to 50 ml of hot water. So I'm again telling you this again. If you are using 1 sachet of I-Coffee daily, you have to use 80 to 100 ml of hot water. If you are using half sachet, it is always 40 to 50 ml of hot water a day. I hope the point is clear to everybody. So the next question that I am seeing here is, can I-Coffee be consumed in hyperacidity condition? Okay, can I-Coffee be consumed in hyperacidity conditions? As I told you, my dear friends, suppose if a person is diabetic, there is always a chance where the person can suffer. There is always a chance where the person can suffer from various enteropathic problems, especially the gastric issues. What I would like to suggest in case of hyperacidity is, please do consume I-Coffee, creamer or black, but you can dilute it with more water. Okay, for example, I have told you around 80 to 100 ml of water. You can go up to 150 ml of water. So such a situation, automatically the hyperacidity conditions can be controlled. I hope the point is clear. So the next question that I am seeing here is, I am a diabetic patient, can I consume I-Pulse? Okay, since it is a diabetic concept, I would like to tell you this. Definitely you can consume I-Pulse, but it is 20 ml in the morning, half an hour before your breakfast, and 20 ml in the night, half an hour before your dinner is always useful. I hope the point is clear. So, how do we suggest I-Coffee for a sugar patient if they drink one-time tea? Is this habit okay? Well, as we have, as we normally tell, I-Coffee is not a normal kind of a beverage like coffee or tea. This is called as a functional health beverage, which means it gives you the goodness of a beverage as well as it gives you the functional health benefits also. That is the reason why we normally suggest one sachet in the morning and one sachet in the night, half an hour before the food. Along with this, if a person is able to, wants to consume his tea, he can definitely consume, but without sugar. I hope the point is clear. Well, so these were some of the questions of the last week. So now I am coming to the questions of the present week now. So by Mr. Karan Singh. Mr. Karan Singh, if you are watching this, one of my user is using iCoffee black for 25 days. How about the result? See, as I told you, the wellness supplements at least have to be used for a minimum period of 3 months, because we call it as ADME in science: absorption, digestion, metabolism and excretion. These processes have to happen in the human body. So whenever these processes have to happen in the human body, it is always important for us to give some time to the human body to adjust to the product. This is a very important thing. That is the reason why you need to continue the product for some more time, because the product has to adjust to the body. The first and the foremost thing that the product does to your body is to detoxify. This is a very important thing. Detoxification has to happen initially. For the detoxification process itself, it will take some time to adjust to your body. That is the reason why, Mr. Karan Singh, if you are watching this, as I told you, for any wellness product for that matter, consumption for at least of minimum 3 months is very important for better absorption and digestion as well as metabolism in the body. I hope the point is clear to you all. So the next question is from Mr. Hafiz Mohammed. If Hafiz Mujid is watching this, can a person with insulin use iCoffee? Absolutely yes. A person with insulin dependency can use iCoffee black, one sachet in the morning and one sachet in the night, half an hour before your food is always better. The next question is by Shyam Tokola. Mr. Shyam Tokola, if you are seeing this, dialysis patient, can he consume iCoffee or not? As I told you previously, again I am trying to repeat this point for the benefit of others, because there was a bit of network issue in between. In case of dialysis patients, on the day of dialysis, none of our products have to be given. On the different day, for example, if a person is doing dialysis 2 days in a week, don't give the products on 2 days of the week. Remaining 5 days, remaining 4 days in a week, definitely you can give all our products, including iCoffee. I hope the point is clear to you. So the next question is by Miss Trisha Thakur. Miss Trisha Thakur, if you are watching this, can one consume 2 sachets of iCoffee per day? I always suggest you to consume one in the morning and one in the night is always better. Don't consume 2 sachets at once. It is not good to use that. So it is always one in the morning and one in the night, half an hour before your breakfast and half an hour before your dinner is always useful. So the next question is by Mr. Lakshman Sibbala. Does iCoffee black lower the sugar? See, one important thing, Mr. Lakshman, if you are watching this particular thing, this is a very good question by Mr. Lakshman actually, because lowering of the sugar is a very dangerous condition as compared to increase in the sugar levels. Whenever your sugar levels drops down fast, we call it as hypoglycemia. It's a very dangerous condition. That should not happen. Most of the synthetic products that we are using, that will reduce the sugars instantaneously, which means that your fall in the sugars will happen immediately. So automatically the people will suffer a lot of other secondary problems. But I would like to assure you, Mr. Lakshman, that iCoffee creamer or iCoffee black will gradually control and manage the sugar levels and will not reduce the sugar levels instantaneously, leading to hypoglycemia. I hope the point is clear to you. So the next question, the last question of the day I am taking is by Mr. Chandrama Kalita. Chandrama Kalita, if you are seeing this, what is the amount of iCoffee to be taken by diabetic patient type 2? The best time to take iCoffee and how to take it in combination with iPulse. There are 3 questions here actually. It's a very good question, Ms. Chandrama Kalita. See, what the important thing here is, See, the first and the foremost thing, if you are using both iPulse and iCoffee, I always suggest you to use iCoffee as the first product, leave a gap of 15 minutes, then consume iPulse, again leave a gap of 15 minutes, then you can have breakfast. This can be followed both times in the day, morning as well as night. So the first will be iCoffee, second will be iPulse. Best time, if you ask me, by 8 o'clock in the morning you can have iCoffee, by 8:30 or 8:15 maximum you can have iPulse, then followed by the breakfast. There might be half an hour or 15 minutes gap here and there, you can follow that, but 8 to 9 o'clock can be a best time for using these two products actually. So I hope the point is clear. Well, the other important thing, please do not use these products somewhere in the midnight or somewhere in the afternoon or somewhere by the evening times. Such things should not be followed. Always have a specific time for usage of the wellness products also. As I told you, by 8 to 9 in the morning and 8 to 9 in the night is the best time to use these two products as well, my dear friends. I hope the points are clear to you. As I told you, what is the amount of iCoffee to be taken by type 2 is what she is asking again. Well, as I told you, for type 2, it is always better to use one sachet in the morning, half an hour before your food, and one sachet in the night, half an hour before your dinner. I hope the point is clear. Well, Vivites, I know that there are lots of questions. I am also happy to handle. I am also happy to answer them. But the time constraint is there for us. But don't worry about it. None of your questions will go in vain. We are forming a protocol which will happen very shortly, by which each and every of your questions will be answered on the particular day itself. So thank you so much for watching, Vivites. Thanks for your enthusiastic participation. We really appreciate your participation in this fabulous Facebook live series called as Ask the Doctor. So again, I'll be coming back on Thursday with a wonderful product, iGlow. So thanks very much for watching again. So this is Dr. Balu Kolar, Head of Product Development and Training, signing off. Have a nice day. Bye.